Until tomorrow is fading now. I don't know when you're young and wild. There's still our eyes on you, they're watching over. Keep your composure, be your controller. Circle round and round we went. Could you take me home again? Fireworks all in your eyes, telling me that it's alright. Till the clock runs out, all eyes on you. When the sun goes down, it's just too soon. Won't you take me away? Oh, I can't refuse it. Give me your soul before you lose it.
Hello and welcome everybody to today's stream. It's good to be back. I may have lied to y'all in the previous broadcast saying that we wouldn't get to play again yet until next week, but here we are. Back-to-back game days. Third round of Nationals for our Tarleton State Purple, and it is going to be a rematch against Griz Maroon, who in the previous matchup, Griz Maroon ran away with the series, 2-0. Pretty effectively by, I think through their jungle play really was the key for them. As they ran Darius jungle and I think Yorick jungle, caused some issues for Fuyu early on in the game. Nevertheless, we head into the bands. Be Griz taking out the Jinx, MF, Thresh, Vara, Syndra, Silas on the Tarleton State Purple side. Be first pick Tristan as well for Griz Maroon. Could be flexed into mid, most likely ADC pick. See how Tarleton responds. I mean, this is something we've been seeing from Tarleton pretty frequently at this point. It's going to be the severe locked in, which you'd expect would be the Yuumi to be paired along with it. I'd say I'd likely be Tarleton's third pick here, as they lock Sejuani second. There's the Rel for Griz Maroon. That's going to complete their bot lane. Most likely, like I said, Tristana can still be flexed into mid. I'd say likely that would be their bot lane completed. Then final pick here for Griz before we get into the remaining bans for both teams. Be Jarvan. Very strong jungler. See how Tarleton responds. Wouldn't surprise me if we see the Yuumi to completely round out jungle and bot lane for both teams. We'll have to see. Yeah, no surprise there. It's going to go ahead and get locked in. Now it'll be Tarleton's turn to ban one of their final two champions. Mid and top yet to be filled for both teams. Tarleton will go ahead and remove a pretty common meta pick in Orianna for mid lane. And Griz responds in kind with the Swain, which Gimmick has been locking in a few of these games as of recently. So that'll be off the table here. Final ban for Tarleton. A little surprising, they're going to go ahead and remove Cassante. The champion just kind of fallen off of the meta as of recently. But clearly, enemy top having some experience on the champion itself. So they're going to go ahead and take it out anyway. I'd say a pretty surprising ban though. All things considered. Final ban here will be Cho'Gath, so another targeted ban towards mid lane. I will say it does leave the Nasus available for Gimmick. Always a comfort pick. See if he decides to go that direction or if he decides to go with something else. Tarleton really thinking this one over. Ooh. Don't know if I've seen Gimmick play this one. I know he has some experience on the champion. It'll be Annie for mid lane. It's going to be interesting. Annie's ultimate and Tibbers providing some of that additional frontline, additional CC. Definitely be useful. team fighting. Griz are going to lock in the Gnar for top lane, leaving mid as the final pick here. And it will be Galio. Galio, always tough to deal with. Very powerful tank. I was hoping we get to see this at some point. It's going to be Quinn locked in for Mascara. One of those carry top laners that he's gotten so good at rotating around the map with. Pretty effectively. And the way he played last week, you got to be excited to see some of that. But that's going to do it for the draft here. Go ahead and swap my screen. Should be getting into game momentarily. Co-caster's running a little late. Crispyfriedrice should be joining us soon, I would think. But we're going to be hopping into this one. As both teams indicate they are ready. And I'm really curious if I'm thinking of the same team or not. I don't remember if this is the team that we played that had the strange jungle picks, or if it's the team that we ended up going down to during the season. I believe we did lose this team. I know for sure we played them. Yeah, just definitely excited. The team's looking in great form, so I expect a decent performance out of us today, despite our opponent being strong as well. Oh, unfortunately, it seems Pow Pow might have crashed, having to restart his PC. It's unfortunate. Or we might have had a dodge. Someone might have locked in the wrong rune or something along those lines. Not entirely certain. Let's go ahead and wait and see what the issue is. No indication in chat. Yeah, as expected, it's just a PC restart. No surprises there. Probably just be a few minutes. I'll go ahead and cut us the brick just to save us some time so we're not staring at a blank screen. Alrighty, without further ado, we have returned. Seems like all the issues have been solved. Quick PC restart. And we're back in the action. I gotta say, man, the comp for Griz here looking pretty scary. You have some good front line with the Rel Galio, even the Gnar Jarvan, pretty tanky in their own right. Still with enough damage with a carry like Tristana. Pretty scary looking comp. On the other side here for Tarleton, they've had a lot of success with the severe Yuumi combo within the last few weeks, so you'd expect that to have some sort of impact on this game, depending on how bot lane progresses. And obviously, Mascara, of course, the hero in the last series for Tarleton. On the Quinn, trying to find impact in the likely roams that we're going to see post level 6 from this champion. Truthfully, I can't wait, and I'm interested to see how Gimmick performs on the Annie. It's not something I expected, but clearly Tarleton needing some additional AP in their comp. So the Annie is locked in. Since Crispy isn't here for his segment, I don't mind doing the honors and taking over. Since we have seen Jarvan a couple times, but in case anyone needs a refresher, I'll go ahead and go over him. Jarvan is a jungler that is capable of closing the distance pretty effectively. And by that, I mean he has one of his main abilities is he can drop down like a post, like a flag of sorts, and he can go right to it to get right in your face. And then his ultimate's a cage, which to get out of it, you need to use, if you're a champ that has a movement ability, you can get out of it, or you need the flash. That cage also allows him to jump on you and get a lot of burst damage in. So Jarvan's a real issue, and then he's definitely tanky as well, so he's got that going for him too. Then on the Tarleton side, since I have been talking about Quinn some, I'll go ahead and go into a little further detail. Quinn's one of those champions, kind of reminds me of like I guess you could consider it more of like an assassin type champion that is capable of moving very fast. Instead of having like an actual ultimate, it's just a movement ability that allows you to pretty much short throughout the map, find these effective roams. And when you come out of your ultimate, you deal damage, and then with the rest of her abilities, combine that into some heavy burst. You're able to blow up these squishy characters such as like Tristana, maybe even Gnar if he's not in big form. I'm really curious to see how Mascara takes full advantage of Quinn's kit in a game like this, because it is pretty difficult to play out. You're looking at a lot of tanks on the enemy team. So we're going to have to see how it all goes as we load into the game here. Cross my fingers that League client doesn't do me too dirty this time. We did have those issues yesterday. Get to see some of these cosmetics as well, per usual. There you have it. Interesting. The map looks a little different too. I must not have been aware of the update. So here we go. clearly Griz and Maroon are planning an invade towards bot lane. See if this ends up paying off for them. There's the flash from Rel into Pow Pow. He's in trouble. He's going to be forced to flash as well. Wow, what a quick reaction out of the real to Puppy. It's Pow Pow. Going to be without his flash already. Rel using the flash in return. Pretty insane stuff out of Griz Maroon.
Minions have spawned.
It's going to get pinged out by Jarvan, but another advantage to Quinn. You don't need to really run teleport as a sum spell, considering how fast you can get back to lane and rotate around the map. It's going to be that aggressive setup from Mascara to try and get a kill in lane onto the Gnar. But here we go, laning phase has begun. This is round 3 of Nationals. Jungler's going to be starting on opposite sides. Jarvan pathing towards bot lane. Fuyu doing the opposite, pathing towards top. Ogre player Uni 2 playing the level up timer there, taking out more than half of Pow Pow's HP bar. Instantly jumping on him after hitting the level 2. Good dodges from Pow Pow, gets the bone plating off the Rel, dealing some additional damage on the back of it. Here's the big form from Gnar I was discussing. Another good stun landed from Gimmick. I imagine the Annie is a decent matchup into Galio. Things considered. That's what it appears to be so far. Gimmick making it seem that way. Now here's the gank attempt from Replay DK. Good spell shield from Pow Pow as he's able to live through this one. Ignite's going to be used by Rel as well. In the meantime, Mascara gotta put the pressure on Kronk. There's the Ignite. He's going to continue to go in. Flash comes out from Kronk. And Mascara going to opt to save his own flash here. So a little bit of trading of some spells. Pow Pow avoids the dive attempt, so... It also forces out the teleport from Gnar. It's the opposite of the reset. Good all-in attempt from Mascara. Pow Pow, at the same time, will also get in his own reset as his flash is about 3/4 away to recharge. Oh, Gimmick taking some heavy damage from this Galio. He's trying to fire back just a bit. It's the full combo lands there. Man, look at this from Mascara. Really chipping away at Kronk's HP just after he comes back to lane. Jarvan's going to go ahead and make his move here onto Gimmick, but Gimmick seems to be aware of it. Does well to stay close to his tower. Dive attempt doesn't work out. And Mascara also opting to get in the reset here. Starting near that point in the game where objectives begin to spawn. Those level ups become important. So far, things have remained pretty quiet. Now, this dragon has come up. Seems that Griz Maroon's going to be the ones to earn that priority. They're going to go ahead and grab that. Fuyu's going to be hovering near the grubs. So potential to try and trade objectives. There it is. Confirmation dragon has been obtained. Level lead at this point is going to be in favor of Pow Pow. I say that. He gets matched pretty much instantly after. As Griz Maroon's bot lane is also at the level 5 here. At the same time, Mascara has progressed to level 6, so that ultimate is now available for him to be able to start rotating around the map. You don't usually see it from the Quinn, though, until around level 9, 10-ish. So we'll probably be waiting on that. Grubs are going to get pinged out, spawn in the next minute. Also worth noting there in the top lane that Gnar went for a Steel Caps Rush, which will prevent some of the early burst damage from Quinn at the least. But it also delays Gnar's first item. There's the Galio combo. Follow-up stun landed from Gimmick. So pretty equal trade in HP. As now Galio looks to roam towards top lane, but Pow Pow's arrived here as well. Could be seeing a fight break out here in the river. Jarvan gonna move his way onto Mascara. In the meantime, Pow Pow pressuring Mr. Predator, followed up by Fuyu. Predator on the run. Pow Pow continue to deliver those auto attacks. Gonna force out the flash. Pow Pow going to employ the Ghost Flash. Dodges that. First blood for Pow Pow. And Mascara in the meantime has gotten away. Uses his own flash. Doesn't die to the Jarvan gank. And it's gonna be first blood for Pow Pow here. An amazing job. Good use of the sum spells. Nice job dodging the Galio knockup as well to earn that first pick and priority on the grubs. It will result in the enemy bot lane earning a few plates for themselves. But Tarleton wanting to have this objective secured and get that first kill, I'd argue more than worth it. Pow Pow's going to be moving his way back into bot lane now, following that nice rotation. In the meantime, another plate's probably going to get earned here. For Ogre and Derail the Puppy. Now, Galio wasn't a huge fan of that Pow Pow dive attempt. He's just going to be waiting for him to return the lane. Val the Grand going to be on the run here under his own turret, trying to dodge as much as he can. I don't think he has any chance here. It's a double kill for Tristana. They get taken down very weak by the turret, but it's not enough to secure the frag. Pretty good reaction there out of Mr. Predator to wait on Pow Pow's return to lane and even up those kills that he's able to get so early on in the game. Not to mention the kills go on to the ADC, who's already able to farm up extra plates while Pow Pow is away. So clearly, Ogre's going to end up being a big win condition for the side of Griz Maroon. Pow Pow is going to be able to earn one plate in return after the reset of the enemy bot lane. There's the combo from Galio, the taunt. Turn fire from Gimmick. Trade goes a little bit more in favor of the Galio this time. Ooh. More utility being exchanged. Looking about 50-50. Both jungles kind of hover towards this dragon that's going to be spawning within the next minute. That That time the charge from Galio doesn't land. Good stun connection from Gimmick, and now here's an all-in attempt. There's Tibber spawned in. It's going to be the cage from Jarvan. He gets immediately eliminated and taken down. So Predator clearly willing to play aggressive. Bait out Gimmick's all-in attempt and replay. DK secures the frag. Pretty good team play there from Griz Maroon. Unfortunately, Gimmick falls as a result. But now, Pow Pow's going to be forced to be on the run as another Jarvan dive seems to be on the horizon. He's going to get spotted on vision. Fuyu's hovering nearby. We'll see how this Tarleton team's able to play this one out. Mascara hasn't chosen to roam out of his lane just yet. Still laning against the Gnar in top lane. But eventually that's gonna... He's getting towards that point in the game where it becomes a pretty vital part of Quinn as he nears level 10. Now we might be seeing a potential fight here towards the Dragon. Pow Pow. Fuyu hovering close nearby. Pow Pow with his Ghost available now too. There's going to be movement from Galio potentially towards the river as well. It seems like Fuyu has chosen to get in the reset, so Tarleton are willing to give up this Dragon for the time being. There you have it. At the same time, Pow Pow's going to go ahead and force in the wave under turret, so that he's able to get in his own reset. Galio seemingly walking his way towards the jungle of Fuyu. Fuyu's gonna do a bit of chasing here, willing to tank some of this Galio combo. But he's gonna be joined by replay DK, and Tarleton elects to give that one up. Scare chipping away at Kronk just a tad bit more before I'm sure he opts to reset and return the lane. Doesn't like he'll be doing so just yet. Fuyu's gonna be working her way towards him. As well as Jarvan, so they might be looking for a dive attempt. Fuyu's gonna get spotted here, so we're in a 2 versus 2 situation. Galio also there, gonna beat Gimmick to the punch. We'll see whose tempo is gonna be better. As well as the support roam from the Rel, so Tarleton's definitely outnumbered. Seems like they're kind of aware of this, trying to prevent the fight from going down. It seems like that is gonna be the result. Gimmick is getting moved on. He's gonna be forced to flash out of the Jarvan cage. Spawn Tibbers as well, just to guarantee that there's no follow-up on him. Mascara's gonna work his way back in that direction. Meantime, Pow Pow, while Rel is missing, he's gonna be able to force that wave in, get this plate, as well as do some additional chip damage to Tristana. Another thing to note about Quinn is following every reset, when you come out of R, it will do some additional damage. Griz Maroon going to be maintaining a slight lead here, slight advantage, sitting about 2k gold lead, 2 dragons, compared to Tarleton's 3 grubs. Next wave of grubs will be spawning in here soon. Mascara is going to match the level 11 of Kronk. Seemingly Jarvan has been spotted on vision as well. Mascara is going to try to make a move on him as he works his way into the jungle. Same goes for Gimmick and Fuyu. Their red buff's going to get warded. So Fuyu's going to be spotted on vision, and now it's going to be a play for the grubs. This time, no Pow Pow going to be there to assist. It seems like Tarleton doesn't want to try and prevent this. Those grubs are now going to be secured, seemingly. I lied though, not the grubs, Rift Herald. So I must have missed it, but the first wave of grubs, I guess, must not have been taken by either team. That's going to be the Rift Tailor, and Pow Pow employing the Ghost to work his way out from the mid laner. He's going to be able to do so successfully. So if Gimmick's able to shove the wave, could result in Galio losing a bit of XP. Also, it gets the Tristana pretty low, so overall, gank attempt isn't successful, and Pow Pow able to do pretty huge amounts of damage to the Tristana at the same time. They're going to opt to stay in lane. Ogre taking down the pretty much 1 HP. Pow Pow's going to continue to hit away at this turret. Good spell shield there from Pow Pow. Stun does connect from Rel, but no follow-up is going to be had. In the meantime, Rifttail's going to be spawned in mid. Fuyu going to instantly flash out of there, not risking giving up her life at this stage of the game. And now, Pow Pow is getting moved on by both the mid laner and jungle. There's the ultimate from Galio. Flash from Pow Pow. Follow-up Yuumi ult. I don't think Pow Pow's way out of this one. No, he does not. Killing spree for Ogre player, and Replay secures the frag onto the Yuumi and Val the Grand. Let's see if Tarleton's able to get anything for this. Doesn't seem like they are. So unfortunately, kill kind of goes all for naught. As this turret's likely going to get finished off. Excellent team play there. Griz once again to make a play onto Pow Pow and Val the Grand. Here's the turn attempt from Fuyu and Gimmick. See if the CC is going to be enough. Flash from Replay to try and get his mid laner out of trouble. Seemingly ends up working out for Tarleton. So they don't lose anyone in the process and bait out that flash. As now Mascara has arrived to try and deal with this dragon. In the meantime, Kronk is going to earn that turret likely in top lane. See if it ends up being worth for Tarleton. They're able to guarantee this Drake. Drake's going to get started now. All 5 players here. Let's see if there's going to be an attempt from Griz, or if they choose to continue to let Nar push away in top lane. Might have been a last-minute steal attempt there from Replay. Doesn't end up working out as he retreats. Someone having to return to top lane and deal with this Nar. See who it's going to be. It'll just end up being Mascara as he flies his way back to lane. Still, a pretty decent lead's been substantiated here. The side of Griz, you're looking at about 4.5K. Most of that being from the Tristana, I would imagine. Just from those kills, his farm is pretty even across the board. Jarvan might have been caught out here. Pow Pow gonna do a bit of fighting. That's the cage coming out from Jarvan, but it's a lot of damage. Replay's gonna get shut down. It's Pow Pow for the kill. Follow up Galio ultimate. We'll see if they're able to trap him here. Doesn't look good for Mr. Predator, as his shutdown might be going to Pow Pow as well. It will. 2 massive kills for Tarleton. Huge play to catch out Replay, DK, and Predator. We'll see what more they're able to grab off of this. Seems like their next target is going to be some mid-tier 1. Should be able to grab that one for free with the assistance of the 3 grubs. Tarleton right back in this game. Both of those shutdowns go to Pow Pow. Wouldn't rather have it on anyone else. Got to be aware of those Tristana currently with 2 items. Pow Pow going to use the Ghost. Get himself out of trouble. Big stuns landing on the Kronk. Kronk's going to be forced to flash immediately, taking heavy hits from the Annie ultimate. And Tibbers. Also going to be a Galio teleport from behind, so this fighting is not stopped as of yet. Going to be caught by Mascara, however. There's the Ignite. Seems like this Galio play isn't going to work out once again. He gets taken out for free by Pow Pow. An immediate cleanup and convergence by Tarleton. Good communication. So the Galio ultimate and teleport not working out for Mr. Predator at all. He dies twice within the span of a minute and a half. And once again, this carry and Pow Pow gets fed. Several impactful shutdowns, impactful kills. That could put Tarleton in a much better position to try and win this one. But we got a very tightly knit game one. Mascara gonna get caught by some of the NECC. Big combo landed from Kronk. I don't know if Mascara's way out. He doesn't. Good luck moving Mascara. Kronk catching him out there, landing that kill. Pretty well played from him. Also, Fuyu gonna be in a bit of trouble, but is very tanky. They underestimated some of the tankiness. There's 2 flashes coming through. There's the Galio ultimate as well. Oh man, Tarleton are actually in trouble. I don't know if there's a way out. Fuyu goes down. Pow Pow next to fall. It's a double for Ogre. Follow up from replay DK lands on the Val de Grand. Pretty nice catch. Tarleton thought they had the numbers, but the Galio ultimate really putting in the favor of Griz Maroon. They're able to expand their lead and earn up that Otacon. In the meantime, this roam from Gimmick. That's their Gnar ultimate. So good job from Kronk getting himself out of trouble. Otacon's gonna get finished off. So just when I mentioned it felt like Tarleton was getting back in the game, Griz Maroon kind of shut the door. You gotta remember too, other than the Galio, look at an almost full AD comp out of Griz. So some of that armor that the Sejuani and Fuyu's building can allow her to tank for a while in these team fights and for the damage carries to be a bit more useful. Dragon will be spawning here next soon. If Griz are able to secure this one, that'll put them at soul point. So they're gonna pop the W, try to get some additional vision. As most of these players start to group in towards this objective. Gnar gonna continue to push out top lane. Has the teleport. Tarleton gonna be the first ones to hit this. They're gonna get priority. Information has been gathered off that vision. There's the knockback from Mascara. Not a full engagement though, as they continue to poke away at these players. Ogre looking for an angle. Replay looking for an angle. Hasn't found it yet. Galio coming on the backside of the flank. Tarleton feeling the pressure. There's the engage from Rel. Flash out from Pow Pow. Re-engagement here from Galio. And they all get pulled in. It seems like Fuyu's going to be the first to fall. Tanking for a while. Val de Grand's actually going to secure first kill. Follow up from Fuyu. From Tarleton are eventually going to retreat after a 3-for-3 exchange. Or I say that, I meant 3-for-2. So I guess you could say Tarleton coming out on top of that fight, but unfortunately for them, 2 remaining players still full HP. I don't know. They're going to try to do this dragon right now. See if Mascara tries and beats them to the punch. You can see it now. He's soaring through bot side jungle. Here he comes, Mascara. Going for the engagement, gets taunted, but he has the Yuumi on him. See if that Yuumi ult gets utilized. Gimmick has made it here, but Kronk, the burst damage, too great. And eventually this Drake is going to be secured. Gimmick doing a bit more fighting onto Mr. Predator, but he should be out of there no problem. So unfortunately for Tarleton, arguably a close team fight. Doesn't end up working out for him. So that puts Griz Maroon on soul point, 5k gold lead. I expect to see another team fight just like that one here in the near future. I could see it going either way. Fuyu tanking a lot longer than expected. Has to do with a lot of that armor she's building. Rel looking to remove some of that vision that Tarleton has on Barrett. Two mid laners going to be side laning in bot, while the remainder of both teams sits towards this top side jungle, hovering around the Baron objective. Gimmick stun connects, but clearly Galio, incredibly tanky. Also with 7 Darksteel stacks, worth noting. And I didn't even really catch it. They're going to be beginning the Baron. I don't know if Tarleton has the vision or the awareness to know that they're doing it. Now they should be aware of it. So Warrior gets placed down. We'll see if Fuyu tries to go for the steal or not. Steal attempt doesn't work out. Fuyu, a little bit trapped. There's the Galio ultimate. I don't know if Fuyu's going to be living through this one. It'll be Ogre to find yet another kill at 7. But here's the re-engagement from Tarleton. There's the Tibbers popped. Nice steal attempt from Fuyu. We've seen her get away with it a couple times in a few of these previous series. This time, though, doesn't happen. And the entirety of Griz Maroon have enough damage combined to burst her down. So we look to see a ARAM sort of grouping here in mid. Trying to use that Baron buff to their advantage. And it's worth noting, Tarleton are down in levels here. Oh man, the engagement from replay comes out of nowhere. Pow Pow is completely shredded. Val the Grand next to fall. And it's looking like trouble for Tarleton as both these teleports come out. Without some of your main damage in Pow Pow. Before I was interrupted by that fast play from replay. It's worth noting here that Mascara down 2 levels. Pow Pow down 3 levels here. I think that really spells trouble for Tarleton. This inhibitor should be free game. It is. Doesn't look like Griz are interested in sticking around. Pow Pow respawning in the next few seconds. But one more team fight could very well end this thing. The Baron buff still active. Tarleton gonna look to make a play right here. Pow Pow is working his way towards the top lane. Finally gonna hit that level up to 13. Still sitting 2 levels down along with Mascara. There's the Galio ultimate. Tower dive attempt. Mascara, good luck moving once again. Full Narc combo gets dropped. Galio CC is just too much to deal with. Mascara too squishy. He will go down. And I was worried about this a little bit. Quinn running into so many tanks. There's no one really for her to burst down around the map. You can see how that's kind of a persistent issue in this one. Not to mention the danger of getting dove as you are a squishy champion yourself. That's going to be double inhib now for Griz, sitting at about a 10k gold lead, looking at staring down Soul Point. We're doing a little bit of back and forth here. Mr. Predator lands a stun, but Predator's going to go ahead and use that, get himself out of trouble. Dragon has spawned in. This could be the final fight of this match. As you got to know that Griz Maroon isn't going to give this one up willingly. They're going to get the dragon back right here. It resets. Pow Pow doing his best to try and zone these players away. But Griz Maroon are not backing off. Fuyu looking to go in. Pow Pow's going to be forced to flash. There's the Tibbers from Gimmick. He gets bursted down immediately from Mr. Predator. It's another kill for Ogre. Pow Pow, he's in trouble. He'll go down. Val the Grand next to fall. It's just Mascara. 10 kills now for Ogre. Tarleton not with a way to recover this. Not much Mascara can do in face of all of this. All these players are not tagged low enough. Flash from Galio. Follow-up flash from Mascara. Replay uses the cage. Autos Mascara to death. Ogre will be the one to secure the frag in the end. It is a clean game from Griz Maroon to open us up. It is 1-0 in the series. Tarleton on the back foot. Pretty tough losses. It was well contested and close early on, but Griz Maroon taking full advantage of their scaling, and they run away with that one. 21 kills in favor of 8. Over 10k gold lead. Tough game to open us up here for Tarleton. Pow Pow doing his best, leading the way on the scoreboard 6-6. But clearly Tarleton going to need to make some adjustments to their comp if they want to give themselves the best chance throughout the rest of this series. Nevertheless, we're going to cut it to a short break. We will be back here at the start of the draft for Game 2, so don't go anywhere.
It's such a pain to close my eyes. I'm falling in these deep nights. Would you ever fall?
Alrighty, guys. Here we go. Game 2. Griz Maroon up 1-0 over Tarleton. If you want me to pronounce it a little better, saw that chat message. Might have had to do with the fact that I was chewing gum as well. It's a good chance. But Tarleton going to be down 1-0 in this series on the back foot of things. Needs to try and recover game 2. Let's look at some similar bands. We look at Jinx, Thresh Molder on the Griz Maroon side, and a Varus Syndra, which was Varus Syndra Silas. Same 3 bands for Tarleton, despite going down on game number 1. So clearly having a game plan into this one. Still not wanting to play against any of those champs. But curious to see what the adaptation looks like. As Griz Maroon are once again going to first pick their ADC. They elect to go with the Jhin. Tarleton not swaying away from the Sejuani jungle pick. This is going to go ahead and get confirmed. And I kind of like it from Tarleton. It's just guaranteed to have impact. Guaranteed front line. A good ultimate. Just very well rounded at the moment. Something Fuyu can play pretty comfortably. Going to need to switch up an ABC as expected. We're going to have the Ashe locked in for Pow Pow. It's definitely been a few matches since we've seen it, but nothing completely out of the ordinary. See what the response looks like from Griz. It'll be Morgana. Morgana's a commonly picked support, but can be flexed into jungle if necessary. But I'd say more than likely a support, especially considering the pattern of the draft in game 1, where Griz confirmed their bot lane in the first 2 picks. The last pick for Griz here, Volibear. Very interesting. I'd say a pretty likely jungle here, since being picked so early on in the draft. Final pick from Tarleton will be Nasus for Gimmick and Mid. Haven't seen it in a while. A little refreshing to bring it back. And I think in the last series, Gimmick played Nasus, which would be Tarleton's opening playoff game. Had an outstanding game 1, delivering, I think it was definitely over 11 kills, possibly more. So we've got to expect some pretty good things with him on that champion. Now that's interesting. Griz Maroon are going to ban Fiora. It's not something I've seen Mascara pick at all. But I guess Griz really not wanting to play against that one Tarleton. Going to elect to ban the Jarvan this go around, in case one of these picks is flexed into another lane that isn't jungle, like if the Volley is top, for instance. It isn't the jungler. Camille Jace going to be the final 2 bans locked in, leaving some options here for Mascara and Val de Grand. Being the final 2 players in Tarleton who haven't locked in yet. So it's looking like we're going to get the Ashe Seraphine bot lane. Excuse me, Ashe Sona bot lane. A last minute change there. Not something I've seen from us yet this year. I have seen the Seraphine paired with Ashe. Not the Sona. I believe Sona received a few buffs as of recently as well, making a more viable support pick. So you have that healing and additional CC. And with it being left on the board this time, we actually are going to get the Cassante. Kale, wow, what a draft from Griz Maroon. They clearly have something cooked up here. Kale is a hard scale. I'll talk about it more when we load into spectator delay, but Kale's one of those really hard scaling champs that can take over a game if given the opportunity and is able to build a lead. Cassante, like I said, has kind of fallen out of meta, but can be good in the right hands. Mascara, something we've seen him play all year long. He's going to lock the cannon, which I imagine would be pretty decent into Cassante as well. But there's even a chance Cassante could get played mid, and that Kale could be the top laner. I really don't know. This is really exciting stuff. But that's going to do it for the draft. So we go ahead and swap our screen once again. We hop straight into this one. Now, I know you guys can see it. Okay, good. So it looks like it will be kind of what this is probably what I would have guessed. Cassante top lane, Kale mid, Voli jungle, Jen ADC, and Morgana support. This is a very interesting composition out of Griz. Pretty unexpected too, considering they won game 1. Were able to snowball it heavily. They completely change it up. Now imagine the Kale pick could be a response to Nasus. Not sure what that matchup looks like, because it can get played in top lane as well. But we're going to see it here in mid. And Kennen, I'd imagine, would be good into Cassante. Really excited for this game. I think it's going to be very entertaining. So here we go. Spectator delay. There we are. So I'm going to go into a bit more detail on a few of these champions that we haven't gotten to see yet in any of our matches all year long. And I'm going to start with Kale here, which will be Mr. Predator's pick in the mid lane. Kale, as I mentioned in the draft, a hard scaling champion. Starts melee levels 1 through 6 and becomes a range champion for the remainder of the game. And after hitting level 11, you receive a big power spike. You have a lot more burst damage potential, and then the Kale ultimate actually is like a makes you invulnerable. You can't die, similar to that of a Tryndamere or something, I guess you could put it. You can also use it on your teammates, which is worth noting. Say Jen is getting low in a team fight, Kale can cast the ultimate on him, and he cannot be killed. So it's pretty tough to deal with if a Kale is given a lead. But you could argue the same thing about Nasus, because Nasus is also a scaling champion. It's going to be interesting to see how that matchup goes in mid lane. As for the Cassante pick, it's very niche. There are people who still play Cassante, can play him effectively, but he's fallen out of meta ever since he got the nerfs a little bit back. He has a good combo. If you land the full Cassante combo, you have a lot of CC. You're incredibly tanky. And his ultimate, which is unstoppable, you can push enemy champions through walls, through terrain, and pretty much go all out on them. If anyone gets my play on words there. You also receive a bunch of stat bonuses as well. You lose your armor, so it's not good if you ult into like 5 people, but that's where all the damage from Cassante comes from. You pair that with some of the Voli engage along with the Jhin ultimate, Morgana CC. I mean, this comp is Griz Maroon really cooked this one up. So I'm really interested to see how that goes, especially laning into Kennen, which like I had said many times, should be a difficult matchup for Cassante, who is melee. Kennen can just poke away those ranged abilities. But yeah, we're about to head into this one. 30 more seconds now. Really excited to see how this one goes. Griz Maroon only needing to take game 2 here to close out the series. Tarleton trying to extend this to a game 3. Without further ado, let's see if there's another invade attempt. It looks like it's getting pinged out already. Seemingly Griz Maroon with another plan to look to invade.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Mascara this time is going to be the target of said invade.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So here we go. They're starting to move towards his direction. See if he spots them out. Mascara already getting his flash. So that's twice now that the invade from Griz Maroon is arguably successful. Mascara losing his flash off the rip. Just not wanting to risk anything.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Voli's instant reaction here is to start in bot lane, path towards top, knowing that Mascara doesn't have his flash. Likely going to look for a gank attempt on him, especially considering Cassante, hard matchup. So, rough start here for Tarleton. But, is what it is at this point. Let's take a look here. As you can see, Kale currently a melee champion. Will become ranged after hitting level 6. Some winning trades coming through for Pow in the bot lane against Ogre player who had all things considered, a great game. Great game 1 for him. Oh, the root's going to land on the Val de Grand. He's flashing out of there immediately. Ignite's going to be popped from Morgana. Oh yeah, Val de Grand also being forced to use the heal as well on him. Ogre player and the Puppy have been really good about playing off that level up timer when they gain priority in bot lane. We saw it twice now. Even in the first game, they instantly moved on Pow after hitting level 2. Wasting no time.
I bring the light wrath.
Oh man, Fuyu getting caught out by the invade from replay. Oh, but gonna get saved there. But unfortunately for Fuyu, it seems like replay is gonna be able to earn that red buff stealed away. Can dodge there from Pow to the Jin root. The Morgana root does connect. Pow still looking to go in here. Dealing pretty good damage onto the Jin. Does pop the ghost. Here's the engage from Mascara. He's not able to dodge that Cassante W, but is doing a lot of damage. Cassante's sitting on pretty low mana as well. It's going to be difficult for Kronk to play out. Pow's going to look to go in here with Fuyu leading the charge. There's the flash from Morgana. Cassante's continuing to stay increasingly low here. Mascara's almost got his flash back up. It's going to be difficult for him to continue to play out the lane, sitting on this HP and this mana. So you can already see the advantage Kinnan kind of has going into this one. And here's another invade from replay. Oh man, he's able to steal that one away, sitting 2 levels up on Fuyu, but there's the engage attempt. Gimmick has moved in on this. Oh boy. But he might have just been baited. Oh, it is a tragedy for Gimmick. hurts to see that one. He looks to help out his jungler, but in the end, he walks to his death. It is first blood for Mr. Predator and Kale, and that is not the champion you want to be giving kills. Let me tell you. Engage from Mascara is pretty good. Takes Kronk down to very low HP again, as he still sits on pretty much little to no mana. See if Mascara goes for a tower dive with that ultimate available. Don't know if Casante's low enough though. He has now hit the level up as well. So advantage is in the hands of Griz. As Volibear's had 2 successful invades on Fuyu's camps. In addition to that kill going to Mr. Predator onto Gimmick. Kronk has TP'd back into lane. Oh, Mascara's gonna get caught by this combo. We'll see if Kronk continues to go in. Good dodge from Mascara. There's the all-out from Casante. Follow up by Mascara's ultimate. Fuyu has arrived on the scene as well. But it doesn't look like Tarleton are interested in staying around. They're just gonna look to backport. Mascara likely gonna TP back to lane. They'll go ahead and cut their losses here. I'd say the real danger for Tarleton in this game is Fuyu being down 2 levels on replay because of those invades. So Fuyu's gonna have to find a way to catch up and make up some of this lost ground. Replay. We're waiting to engage from Pow Pow. Pow Pow kind of get baited in here. Ooh! A sick kill from Val the Grand as Pow Pow lands the Ashe ultimate. Val the Grand trying to get himself out of trouble. There's the ultimate from Replay. He's kind of stuck under turret though. Pow Pow continuing to provide cover fire, not able to get the finish. And it's going to be Ogre player to use the Jhin ultimate. Catch Pow Pow as well. So all things considered, a pretty good dive, only losing the support. Gimmick's trying to go in here, not able to catch up to Mr. Predator even with the Wither, excuse me. I almost forgot to pull this up, and I mean, just look at the farm difference. Fuyu sitting about 37 CS compared to the 70 CS of the Volibear. Rough position to be in, without a doubt. Rest of the farm is looking pretty even. Rubs are going to get earned up here. Seems like Tarleton was able to take 1. The remaining 2 will be gathered by Griz Maroon. Like there was a support roam into top lane, didn't end up coming out with a kill onto Mascara. Gimmick's a little bit trapped in lane on low mana. Ooh, 2 ultimates get used there. So Dwani ult and the Ashel both don't connect. Kale going to just flash out. In the meantime, Pow Pow, Fuyu, and Val the Grand just gonna go ahead and try and secure this Drake. Oh man, seems like there's gonna be a fight attempt though in the river. See if they're able to finish this one off. There's the Jin ult. Engagement from Real the Puppy. Tarleton does end up earning the Drake, but I don't know if Fuyu has a way out. Gonna use the flash. Root lands on the Pow Pow. Pow Pow running for his life, but he's gonna get stunned up and taken out. So luckily for Tarleton, they did still earn that Drake. Pow Pow not able to escape with his life. Trying to bail out Fuyu. Ooh, Cassante combo doesn't land. Mascara using the ultimate. Dealing some pretty decent damage onto him. Oh man, there's the all-in attempt from Cassante. Big damage. Mascara continuing to 1v1 him. Dodging, weaving. Cassante, Mascara both pretty low HP. Look at a close 1v1. It's the flash from Mascara to take him out. And now Replay's gonna get caught out in the enemy jungle. It's Gimmick to get the shutdown. So 2 kills going in the way of Tarleton. Amazing stuff. Good individual mechanics on display there from Mascara. That's what we saw in yesterday's game. Bit of that flashiness. It's kind of a play on words as you use the flash to get that finish onto Cassante. Amazing stuff. Game's gonna do a bit more additional trading onto Mr. Predator. Pretty equal trade, all things considered. Papa gonna try and stick around for plates. Is able to get 1. Ooh, Ash ultimate connects. Gonna be stunned up. One more Q. Not able to get it off before the Kale ultimate, but it doesn't matter. Gimmick gets the shutdown. Good combo of utility. As nothing is able to bail out Mr. Predator there, and Gimmick earns himself another kill, getting him right back into this game. Good placement of the Ash arrow as well. There's the Sona ultimate utilized. Doesn't result in a kill for Pow Pow. Gets Ogre player down to below half HP, however. Mascara sits and waits in the bush. Cassante is going to smartly dash out of there. Not looking to take any extended fights. The ranged Kennen. Oh, there's the flash from Real the Puppy. Seems like Pow Pow's a little bit caught. He's gonna flash barrier. Or excuse me, flash ghost. But there's the Jin ultimate. Valdegrand's gonna have to do a little bit of blocking. Seems like Pow Pow's gonna end up being alright. Taken down to literally 1 HP and having used both sums to not go down. But really close. Real the Puppy. Flash igniting onto Pow Pow. Almost working out for them. Ooh, Ash ultimate just doesn't connect there. As another attempt gets made onto Mr. Predator. I'd love to see the proactivity out of Pow Pow to assist his mid laner with those Ash ultimates. As it is a pretty global ultimate. Nearing the 15-minute mark of this game. Both teams sitting pretty even. Objectives and kills considered. Once again, action's kind of slowed down. Rift Herald going to be gained for the side of Griz Maroon. Spoli goes for yet another invade onto Fuyu's camps. Root lands on the Pow Pow, no follow-up damage. So the rest of his team looks to trade the objective onto the Drake. Rift Herald's going to get spawned in mid in the meantime. Kennen TP comes out to try and deal with some of this pressure. As the rest of Tarleton, also Tarleton, excuse me, roams up. Ash Ultimate does connect onto Volibear. See if Gimmick has the damage here, has the burst. There's the Volibear ultimate. I don't know what just happened. It looks like he got stuck on the wall. There's the turn from Volibear. Kale ultimate gets utilized. They try to take down Gimmick. There's the stun. Big kill from Gimmick. Follow-up from Mr. Predator is there. Also getting his flash and taken out, traded by Pow Pow. Mascara doing some more dodging and weaving onto this Cassante. Tower and mid's gonna get earned up for Tarleton. I'd argue pretty good trade and kills. You'll take it. There is the Morgana hole, actually. I mentioned it earlier, but I said the important thing about this game is Fuyu's gonna need to have to catch up in jungle. It seems like she's been able to do just that, only sitting one level down now. And earning that Heartsteel as the first item. Sure, she's still down in CS pretty heavily. But doing what she can to close the gap is going to be really important. Sejuani is some pretty important front line for Tarleton in these team fights. There's the Cassante combo, and now he's going all out. Mascara gonna use the ultimate to follow up. There's the flash from Cassante in himself. Mascara, he's gonna get all in. Kronk doing a good job there of isolating Mascara, and clearly the burst damage is more than enough. Ooh, Gimmick might have overstepped just a tad bit there. Takes more damage than he wanted from the turret. But luckily, he is Nasus and has a lifesteal. Cassante going to finish off that turret and thin out the next wave. Once again, things have somewhat slowed down. Seeing a bit of grouping here in mid as both mid laners duel it out in bot. There's another fight over these camps occurring between Fuyu and Replay DK. Root lands onto Fuyu. Ogre player trying to do some additional damage. Doesn't really do much though. Because now the play for Replay seems to be onto Gimmick. I think Gimmick is aware of this. He's trying to get out of there as quickly as he can. It seems like he's able to do so successfully. It's clearly good awareness and maybe even good communication on Tarleton's part. Oh, there's the flash from the Real to Puppy. Replay gonna be there for the follow-up as well. Pow Pow gets taken out by Ogre player. Tarleton's without some of the damage. Replay doesn't care. He's gonna go under turret. Double kill earned up for the Puppy, but Gimmick's here for the cleanup. There's one. Second for Gimmick. Triple kill for Gimmick. The power of Nass is underestimated. As the quick TP comes through and Gimmick able to take them all out. Also forcing out the flash from Ogre player is Fuyu. And Gimmick's not done. He's rotating over to this Cassante. He wants more. I think Mascara is going to elect to give him this kill. There's another Wither landed onto Cassante. Cassante has no way out here. He's going to have to be forced to turn. Gimmick going to finish him off. It's a 4th kill for him. This Nasus is on a rampage as he's up to 7 kills. And he replicates the performance that we saw from him on this champion last time. Fuyu using this advantage is wasting no time. Going to start the Drake. The rest of the players from Griz Maroon are going to work their way forward. Has assistance from Pow Pow. I don't think they're going to give up this Drake willingly. There's the Gen ultimate to look for the steal. As well as tag up Pow Pow as much as it can. Replay has arrived. He's going to get the Drake. He's going to fall down for it though. Gimmick gets the kill. Follow up from Pow Pow. You wonder how worth it was it for Griz. Jin's in trouble. He goes down. Double kill for Pow Pow. 3 kills in total for Tarleton. Sure, they lose the Drake, but they clean up 3 more members of Griz Maroon. And now the play is the Otacon. And this time, Griz Maroon have no way in. After completing that objective, Tarleton are going to look to get in their resets. This Gimmick continues to farm up the wave in bot. This Nasus is becoming a major win condition for the Texans. Kronk kind of waits in the bush for Mascara to walk back. He's going to land that full combo. Let's see if he uses the ultimate as well. Mascara is going to get out of trouble. Doesn't want to stick around longer than he needs to. Replay was also on the way. Kale before even earning her 2nd item, which looks to be Rabadon's. Gimmick already has 3. Both bot lanes are continuing to play in the middle of the map so that they're quick to respond to the pressure that either team looks to apply. It doesn't look like much is happening on the map. Barrett is going to get spawned in the next 10 seconds. There it is. So with that objective up, it's likely you're going to see these players kind of leaning in that direction. Oh my goodness. I mean, just look at that Q damage from Gimmick. Ash Arrow unfortunately doesn't connect. But that's just absurd. This Nasus is clearly scaled and is making a big impact on this game for the Texans. Now this dragon is going to spawn in Tarleton are going to be the first ones there. Kennen with the TP available, as well as the flash ultimate that is very useful in a lot of these team fights that go down. So here we go, no time to be wasted. Tarleton are going to start the Drake. This will put them on sole point if they're able to secure this one. Replay likely going to look for another steal attempt. Maybe not this time. Tarleton going to get that one. Sole point now. When you look at this, Fuyi is really close the gap. She now sits a level up on the Volibear, despite being 2 levels down in the early game. A little bit of skirmishing being done in mid lane. So all 5 players from Tarleton are here. Ash Arrow unfortunately doesn't connect. There's the flash from Daryl to Puppies. He looks to not get caught. And Tarleton, they're going to make a play on the Baron, seeing Kale down in mid lane. Kennen's going to recall for it. Tarleton are going to look to do this. Try to sneak the Baron right under their noses. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any sort of response. The response actually is going to be to push mid. They're going to try and get this tier 2. Tarleton, they're hot on their heels. Kennen coming in with the ultimate. There's the flash. There's the ultimate. Stunning up those 2 players. Mascara takes down 1. Jin sitting on 1 HP. Fuyu's going to look to chase. Mascara with the flank, though, takes out the Jin. It's a double for him. How much more can Tarleton find here? Cassante, sure, gonna get rid of this top tier 2. But Tarleton are able to cancel the backport of the Volibear. Doesn't look like they're able to find them. Ooh, and unfortunately there, Mascara gets found. This Volibear comes in with the flank. Kale gets the elimination. Tarleton, they get the mid-tier 3. So a lot of trading objectives being done, using that Baron buff to their advantage. A little hard to even keep track. Gimmick has to be careful as he's now up to an 1,000 gold shutdown. 1 kill on him could spell disaster. With Mascara almost completing his 3rd item in Rabadon's, that ultimate damage is no joke, as you noticed, it was able to pretty much one-shot the Morgana. Ultimate doesn't connect onto Kale. Mascara, a little bit of trouble. He's going to be caught in the fight. And at the same time, Gimmick going to be fighting towards mid. He takes out Volibear. The damage from Gimmick is just too great. Predator taking down the 1 HP. Same goes for Mascara. There's a flash from Cassante. Mascara doing his best to dodge everything incoming. Not able to escape Kronk. Tarleton are able to get the bot tier 2 as well. Continuing to push forward with this Baron. I mean, Gimmick is just so strong. You saw the dive attempt just wasn't successful there. He has more than enough damage to remove Volibear from the equation. Inhibitor is going to get earned. Jin on the run from Gimmick, escapes with his life. Krog's gonna do a bit of chasing of his own. In the meantime, though, Gimmick gonna take out the inhib. We'll see if he's able to get away. Oh my goodness. He's gonna pop the ultimate, try to keep himself up, but I don't think he's gonna be able to sustain this time. There's the Ash Arrow, but Spell Shield blocks it. Shutdown goes to Volibear. Big shutdown on the Gimmick. Unfortunately, might have overstayed his welcome. Does get the inhibitor. But the Dragon's gonna be spawning in soon. Gimmick does have the teleport. Pow Pow gonna get caught out by the Volibear combo. Fuyu looking to try and defend. Pow Pow gets shut down. And this is probably the worst timing for Tarleton that you can imagine. Kennen coming in with the ult. Takes out the volley. A big trade. But now the Jin ult. Val the Grand gonna do a bit of blocking. Mascara dodging out everything. And with the dragon spawned in, I don't know if Tarleton have a way back in. Looks like they're just gonna decide to give this one up. Kind of an unfortunate sequence, if you ask me. Nevertheless, we go on as we enter the late game now. We're past 32 minutes. So we're going to be seeing a lot of champions nearing level 18. Mascara, Mr. Predator. Fuyu's getting up there. We're about to have some all-out brawls. The next Baron's going to spawn in relatively soon. Griz Maroon are wasting no time. They're going to set up for it. Tarleton waiting patiently in their own jungle. And with Gimmick with the rest of the team not isolated, they're going to have a strong chance at winning this team fight. Kennen has his flash back up. You saw how impactful the flash ultimate was in a previous fight Tarleton had this game. See if Mascara is able to find the correct timing. Here we go. Baron is going to spawn in the next 10 seconds. Tarleton is going to get this free tier 1. Scare's going to do his best to defend. Ooh. Fortunately, ultimate doesn't connect, but it does clear out the wave. So it's a pretty important step. What sucks for Tarleton now is they don't have the ultimate for this team fight under Baron. I think they know it. Gimmick's gonna get rooted. Gets defended by Fuyu. Oh man, this Nasus is caught out once again. He's gonna get stunned up, forced into all these players. Mr. Predator earns the free kill onto him. Kale ultimate popped on the replay. There's the ghost. He's gonna not stop. He's going in. Double kill for Kale. Follow up by replay. Oh, it is a cleanup. Triple kill for Mr. Predator and an absolute tragedy for Tarleton. It's just Mascara left. Cassante is going to prevent him from backporting. And he's even going to get the kill to rub even more salt in the wound. Well, I say that. Mascara actually will live. But that's going to be the game in the series. Griz Maroon coming out on top on that final team fight. They take this one 2-0 and eliminate Tarleton from Nationals. Very close game 2. A lot closer than game 1. I'd argue what it really came down to is isolating Gimmick in these team fights. He was able to get the inhib, but he went down and gave the 1k shutdown to Volibear. And then towards that Baron, no Kennen ult available to the horde of players that was Griz. And after that, Tarleton stood no chance. But a well-fought game from our players here today and this season, really. It was a great season. It was a pleasure getting the cast all year long. Enjoyed all of it. I'm sure Crispy, if he was here, would tell you the same thing. But thank you guys once again, everyone, for watching. Good season for our Texans, but that's going to wrap it up for us here. We still have Rocket League and Overwatch this week, if I'm not mistaken. So be sure to support those teams. But for the final time this year, it has been Bjorddd. I am heading out. Thanks again for watching. And great season for our League of Legends team.